What's up, horror fans, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the darkness to rank the top 20 supernatural horror movies of all time. We're talking about those films that make you check under the bed, sleep with the lights on, and question every creak and groan your house makes. This was an incredibly tough list to put together, so grab your popcorn, turn down the lights if you dare, and let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 20 is Paranormal Activity. This 2007 found footage phenomenon revitalized the subgenre and proved that sometimes what you don't see is far scarier than what you do. The slow burn tension and minimalist approach had audiences literally jumping out of their seats. The feeling of watching a real home security tape gone wrong is just unforgettable. At number 19, we have A Dark Song. This 2016 Irish film is a masterclass in atmospheric dread. It follows a woman who hires an occultist to perform a grueling, months-long ritual. It's less about jump scares and more about a deeply unsettling, claustrophobic journey into grief and the unknown. A truly unique and haunting experience. Coming in at number 18 is The Others. This 2001 Gothic masterpiece starring Nicole Kidman is all about atmosphere and suspense. With its foggy, isolated setting and chilling old dark house vibes, the film builds an incredible sense of dread. And that twist ending? It's one of the best in horror history, completely recontextualizing everything you just watched. Number 17 is the original, Poltergeist from 1982. Produced by Steven Spielberg and directed by Tobe Hooper, this film tapped into suburban fears like no other. It took the classic haunted house story and supercharged it with incredible special effects and genuine heart. That clown doll scene is pure nightmare fuel that traumatized a whole generation. Sliding into number 16 is The Ring. The 2002 American remake managed to be just as terrifying as the Japanese original. The concept of a cursed videotape that kills you 7 days after you watch it was revolutionary. The creepy, distorted visuals of the tape itself and the terrifying presence of Samara created a modern horror icon. At number 15, we have Insidious. James Wan is a modern master of horror, and this 2010 film is a prime example. It's a relentless thrill ride packed with creative scares and unforgettable demons. The introduction of The Further was a brilliant concept, and that lipstick-faced demon popping up behind Patrick Wilson is an all-time great jump scare. Number 14 goes to The Conjuring. Based on the real-life case files of Ed and Lorraine Warren, this film felt terrifyingly plausible. James Wan once again proved his knack for crafting tension and executing flawless scares. The hide and clap game is a standout scene that is just pure, unadulterated terror. Next up at number 13 is It Follows. This 2014 indie darling introduced a fresh and terrifying concept. A supernatural entity that relentlessly pursues you at a walking pace. The allegory is brilliant, but on a surface level, the sheer anxiety of knowing something is always coming for you is what makes this film so effective. The synth-heavy score is also iconic. At number 12, we have the original A Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven's 1984 classic gave us one of horror's most legendary villains, Freddy Krueger. The idea of a killer who attacks you in your dreams, where you're most vulnerable, is genius. It blurs the line between reality and nightmare in a way that is profoundly disturbing. Breaking into our top 10 is The Babadook. This 2014 Australian film is more than just a creature feature. It's a powerful and terrifying exploration of grief, motherhood, and mental health. It's a film that gets under your skin and stays there. At number 9, we have The Wicker Man, the 1973 original, of course. This folk horror classic is a slow burn descent into madness. A police sergeant investigates a missing girl on a remote Scottish island inhabited by a pagan cult. The horror comes not from jump scares, but from the unsettlingly cheerful and bizarre behavior of the islanders, all leading to one of the most shocking and grim endings in cinema history. Number 8 is Rosemary's Baby. Roman Polanski's 1968 masterpiece is the epitome of psychological horror. The film masterfully builds paranoia and gaslighting as a young pregnant woman comes to believe her friendly neighbors are part of a satanic cult with sinister plans for her baby. The terror is quiet, invasive, and utterly chilling. Coming in at number 7 is Hereditary. Ari Aster's 2018 debut feature is a film that will leave you emotionally devastated. It's a gut-wrenching family tragedy that spirals into a full-blown supernatural nightmare. Toni Collette gives one of the greatest performances in horror, and the film is filled with shocking imagery that will be seared into your brain forever. At number 6, we have the original Japanese masterpiece, Ringu. Released in 1998, this is the film that kicked off the J-horror craze in the West. It's a masterclass in slow-burn, atmospheric dread. The lo-fi, grainy quality of the cursed tape and the final reveal of Sadako are far more subtle and, for many, more terrifying than the American remake. It relies on pure psychological terror. We're in the top 5. Kicking it off at number 5 is The Blair Witch Project. Love it or hate it, you cannot deny the cultural impact of this 1999 film. It didn't just popularize found footage. It practically invented the viral marketing campaign. It proved that imagination is the most powerful tool for horror. The sounds in the woods and that final, terrifying shot in the basement are iconic for a reason. At number 4 is Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. A true work of art, this 1980 film is a sensory overload of horror. The isolated Overlook Hotel becomes a character in itself, driving Jack Torrance to madness. Every frame is meticulously crafted, from the unsettling symmetry of the hallways to the river of blood. It's a disorienting, terrifying descent into insanity. Our number 3 spot goes to Ju-on: The Grudge, the 2002 Japanese original. While many know the American remake, the original is a different beast entirely. Its non-linear timeline and raw, low-budget feel make it deeply unsettling. The film creates a sense of a curse that is inescapable and all-consuming. And that sound, that guttural croak of Kayako, is one of the most terrifying sound effects ever created. Coming in at a very close number 2 is The Thing. John Carpenter's 1982 sci-fi horror is a masterwork of paranoia and practical effects. A group of researchers in Antarctica are hunted by a shape-shifting alien that can perfectly imitate any living organism. The sense of isolation and distrust is palpable, and Rob Bottin's creature effects are grotesque, imaginative, and have never been surpassed. The blood test scene is one of the most tense sequences ever put to film. And finally, our number 1 supernatural horror movie of all time is The Exorcist. Was there ever any doubt? William Friedkin's 1973 film is more than just a movie. It's a cultural event that terrified the world. The story of a young girl's demonic possession is told with such chilling realism and unflinching intensity that audiences were reportedly fainting and running from theaters. It tackles themes of faith, science, and the nature of evil itself. It remains the absolute benchmark for supernatural horror, as terrifying and powerful today as it was nearly 50 years ago. So there you have it, our top 20 supernatural horror films. I know this list is going to be controversial, so let me know what you think in the comments. What did I miss? What would be in your top 5? I'd love to hear your picks. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more horror content. Until next time, stay scared.